Don't have to be a makeup artist to be able to do your own makeup. You can do it yourself. All you need are precise products at reasonable prices. At Fresh Market HBC, we stock the most affordable luxury cosmetics that will ignite your individual expression, whether it's day or night, for any occasion. We cater to you so you can do it yourself. LA Girl Cosmetics, available at Fresh Market HBC. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Hello, welcome, my doodles. Welcome, my darlings. Thank you very much for joining me here. Thank you very much for being here again with me for a show. I'm so happy to have all of you join me in Facebook land, YouTube land, LinkedIn land, Twitter land, wherever you're listening to the sound of my voice, wherever I'm reaching you. Thank you very much for joining me. I want to say special good evening to my sponsors for the show. Without them, there'll be no me. I want to big up Geoffrey Lyndon Graham. Okay. Before I even big up Geoffrey Lyndon Graham, let me just tell you. True story, right? Geoffrey Lyndon Graham, however you know him, has known me like all my life. My mom had insurance with this man, life insurance, like how many policies with this man. And, you know, my mom swore by Sagicor and insurance and having an insurance policy. And I remember she bought us our first set of encyclopedias through insurance and all of those different things, right? And Lyndon became my financial, I should call him my financials advisor, so to speak, because then I started getting insurance from him. So I hold probably 3 policies with Lyndon right now, 3 or 4, it could be 4, right? And I have never regretted any, ever getting these policies, because I've utilized them for so many different things. From buying land, you could use them to getting new computers. If you're running Brooks, like check Lyndon, because everybody's situation is different. So you gotta go check out Geoffrey Lyndon Graham, who is one of my sponsors for the show. Make sure you insurance is like the best thing to have, right? I'm not the people that say, that's rich people that say they don't need insurance. Anytime you see you're a regular schmegular person, you need insurance, all right? Because when you kind of take out the cash straight from your pocket, or you don't have a big fat bank account, you're gonna need insurance. So check out him. He does from health insurance, life insurance, whether you're thinking of evaluating your property, whatever it is, check out Lyndon. He can organize you. Also want to say big up to Fresh Market HBC upstairs. You can get your LA Girl Cosmetics. Today I'm not really popped up. I'm kind of popped down today. I literally only did my eyebrows. And not even mascara I have. I put a little lip gloss, but because it's Miguel, because it's Miguel, I put on a little lip gloss, right? Because I had to look, kissy, because you're going to learn a lot about Miguel, a lot about Miguel tonight. Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks, Karen and Shara and Ayanda. Ayanda said 1,000%. You see, they're agreeing with me when it comes to insurance. Hendrika, big up yourself. Hendrika is on the live. Guys, once you come on, make sure you share the live. I see 50 of you viewing right now, and it's going up. So thank you very much for tuning in. So yes, so I'm looking kind of pop down tonight, but that's okay. I was getting ready for breakfast for jokes. So I was making jokes. But I am so excited to have Dr. Miguel Labadie on with me this evening. I have known Miguel for quite some time. We've worked together on numerous occasions. I have worked with him as an ambassador. I've worked with him as an MC. I've seen him in action with his reggae on the boardwalk. And I think he's a phenomenal individual, and I want you guys to get to know him on a more personal level. Thus, my lip gloss. Right? We're gonna get to know him a little personally tonight. Okay? Are you guys ready to get to know Miguel personally? We're gonna be getting in the down and dirty. Let me tell you, Miguel is a little. What's his name? Nipples. He said, what he says? Salad backwards. I'm not sure. I couldn't remember what he said the word was. But Miguel is so much fun, and if you get to hang out with him, you get to spend time with him, and don't take him too seriously. When I say too seriously, because he can make you feel like you're $1,000,000. And it's just because he's a nice guy and not because he's genuinely trying to get with you, right? So I want you guys to get to know Miguel like I know Miguel. And I'm so excited to have him on the show here. He's going to be hanging out with me for the next little while. While we talk. Let's see what the folks are saying. Personal, Shara is dying. 70 of you on. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Make sure you guys share. And those of you who are giving me stars, I thank you very, very much. I'm going to try my best to shout you out when you give me stars. It's sometimes hard maneuvering and managing both because I'm actually working off of like 3 systems. Right now I'm only on 1 computer. Normally I'm on 3 computers, but tonight I'm only on 1. So I'm going to make sure that I do my best to send you to say thank you when you send me stars. If I don't say thank you live, I'm going to come back and do a personal message for you. So thank you very much to those of you who are sending stars. And those of you who are joining me for the very first time, thank you for joining. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you choose to be here. And I'm appreciating you. I'm appreciating you for joining me. And those of you who are always there, the diehard Shara and the gang, thank you very much for always coming on every single week and showing your love, showing your support right here on the show. So we're going to be running the track. We're going to be talking. We're not running track tonight. No, we're just talking. On Wednesday, we had a Johnny on exclusive interview. And I was like so in awe of this young man, and his accomplishments and his drive and everything. And I wasn't even paying attention to the chat because I was so like in awe. And hopefully I can stay on point tonight. Shara, putting you in control of my chat tonight. Shara in control of the chat. So if anybody behaving bad, Shara going to put you outside, okay? I'm putting Shara in charge of my chat tonight, okay, Shara? You're not in charge. I just made that decision, no way. I just give her a job, no, that she's going to be in charge of my chat. So a few things happened this week, and I just want to say thank you very much to those of you who've been messaging me, DMing me, sending me personal messages. Those of you who have been on my timeline. So first of all, I am rank 1 for the CMAs. So I want to encourage you guys, if you've not voted for me, what are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for? Like, you waiting for me to give you a piece of maple? No. Make sure you vote for yours truly so I could be a presenter. Yes, a presenter at the Caribbean Music Awards hosted by Wyclef Jean. That's on August the 31st. I'm number 1 in my rank, so keep me at number 1. The voting ends for this round on Tuesday. That's August the 15th, and then it resets, and then we go into the semifinals. So I want to thank you guys who've been supporting me, who've been sharing, who've been voting. Thank you very much. And also, the announcement came out that my documentary Territory is in the Caribbean Tales Festival. That's film festival that will be held in Toronto from September the 6th to the 22nd, and my film will be on the opening night, so that's a big deal. I'm excited for that. I was kind of nervous about submitting my film, and for a lot of push from a few people and another mighty being, I submitted it, and my film was selected to be at the CTFF. So I'm so grateful to the entire committee for seeing what I probably couldn't see in my own film, and for giving me that spotlight. And I want to thank, Naja, Odie Thomas, Sheldon Kazemi, and Norris Francois Jr., who have probably driven insane over the last couple of years. And thank them so much for their support, and to Iola and everybody else, my family who's shown their tremendous support. But if you wanna, there'll be a Q&A on the night of the film. Um, there'll also be a virtual event that I think I'm supposed to be talking at. So I'll keep you guys informed. Just stay locked to my channel. Just stay locked, okay? Let's get this show on the road. Enough about me. Let's get Miguel on the show. Thank you very much to those of you who have been sharing. Make sure you share this live. Yes, we got 90 people on the live. I think we're ready, right, Miguel? We're ready. 90 people. 90 is a good start. 90 is a good start to have the doctor come in. And he's drink. The man have a drink. I don't even have a drink. Now the man have a drink in his hand and everything. Without further ado, let me welcome for the very first time on my show, the doctor, Miguel Labadie.
Hey, good evening, Jael. Thanks for having me. Let me just commend you for all the great work that you've been doing across the board. Across the board. You've been doing phenomenal, and I'm so proud of you. It's a pleasure to be here on the show.
Thank you, Miguel, and thank you for taking the time. I know you are a busy man. I almost didn't get you on the show, not true? I almost didn't get you.
Uh,
Busy, so.
man, you have to make time, man, for what matters.
Ooh, you see his stat? I matter. All you, I matter. What is the definition of matter? Something that, what they say, something that has weight and occupies space.
Well, in that
Anything that
context,
has
yeah,
weight
that's
and
important.
occupies.
Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you very much. What you drinking, Miguel? What are you drinking?
Well, that is. Should I share what this drink is?
Oh, sure,
It's
sure.
a gentleman's drink. It's Campari and tonic water. And speaking of water,
Mm.
I'll also be sipping on my Blue Waters alkaline water. Later we gotta stay hydrated, man. We gotta, keep the throat in order, keep the vocal cords nice and lubricated and everything. So yeah, we gotta go there.
Okay, okay then. Okay then.
But
All
Jael,
right
before
then.
before we get into it, you mentioned one of your sponsors, Lyndon Graham. Well, I don't know him as what's his other name, Geoffrey.
Joffrey
Okay, well, I
Linden.
know him as Lyndon Graham. Actually, we lived just one lane away. So if in Bath Estate where I grew up, so if I go to my backyard and say he came to his backyard, then we could have just seen each other. So at any point in time when my mom would have given me a little beating, a little spanking, and I had to cry it out, then Lyndon would have probably heard her. I don't know.
Well, I guess that is just how much he shows that he supports you. Even because we have a lot of times sponsors come on based on their support or how they align with the guests.
Wow.
And from the time I said you were coming on, he's like, I want a sponsor. So
Oh,
he was so big up to Lyndon. Well, I know him as Lyndon, but some people might know him as Geoffrey Graham, and he is a financial services specialist, and he's one of our sponsors on for this evening.
yeah.
Um, Miguel, it's great to have you on. Miguel, I wanna. You mentioned you grew up in Bath Estate, and like I never knew you grew up in Bath Estate. Like I mean, I learned that a little while ago, but I always felt, and no offense to anybody from Roseau, but I always feel like people from Roseau come out somewhere. It's like there's no way that everybody just drop in
Yeah.
Roseau. Like they probably came out from. So I always thought you always rubbed me like somebody that probably from Castle Bruce or
Castle Bruce.
or, or La Plaine or
So
Delices. You know what
on the
other
east,
place?
you just place me on the east.
I placed you on the east of
Okay,
Ghana.
okay.
I know you were not from the north. I know you were not giving me north vibes, but you were giving me east vibes. Tell me a little bit about how you growing up in Bath Estate. What was life like growing up in Bath Estate?
All right. Well, I mean, it's people from the country who came to develop Roseau. But
Mm-hmm.
my parents are from Portsmouth. Okay, so both my mom and dad are from Portsmouth, the north, not only east. So they, of course, came to town. I was born and raised in Bath Estate. The lanes were renamed or given names at some point in time, and mine being Cedar Grove. I grew up in the 112 Bath Estate. That lane is now known as the Gully side. All right. So growing up, typical experiences like any young boy. Bath Estate, we were blessed to have a river, so I spent a lot of time in the river with my friends and walking through the what we call the guava field area, the guava field where we have these the apartments by the riverside, and we have the football field. So all that was just like a plantation, guava trees and all that. So played games. My lane was very popular. People from other parts of Barbie State would just assemble there, and boys and girls played together. Skip, marble. Yes, I played skip with the girls and boys
So,
growing up.
so you were a good skipper?
I don't well I couldn't do it myself with the rope, but I could jump in and
Mm-hmm.
do the thing. And we played sports, softball, cricket, and football. The typical games. So I did the typical things that a young boy, around that time did. I grew up with sisters. Well, I being the first and the only boy. Um,
Wow.
was the
That
only
explains a lot. That explains a lot, and we'll get into why that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, so it was cool. I mean, I had my sisters, and we had a good upbringing. Sort of had everything we needed. Spent good quality family time at home and out going to the beach, etc. Those things. I played a lot of video games. And remember the days walking up from school, walking up to Bath Estate. There was the factory just after grammar school at the time. Sometimes we'd get some grapefruits across, from the Botanic Gardens area. Sometimes stop by Coca-Cola, maybe get a soft drink, something, heading up. I don't know, it wasn't that hot at the time, because
Compared to now.
yeah, I ask myself sometimes, how, do the kids, the children do it. But we had to do what we had to do. Yeah, so it was a good time, quite cool, growing up in Babisi. It
what
was
what
fun.
what schools you went to? What? Because you say coming from
Roseau
school.
Mixed School at first, then Roseau Boys School, then St. Mary's Primary growing up, and then St. Mary's Academy afterwards.
So
Yes,
you're an SMA boy.
yeah, man. Good
And
memories.
I was actually I was surprised to also learn that you were at one time a teacher.
You're so
You,
right.
what kind of teacher were you? Like were you like the fun teacher? You could get away with murder teacher, the really strict teacher, or the wash your foot and come teacher? What kind of teacher were you?
Well, I would say, I mean, I was inexperienced, at the time, didn't have any formal training in that, but I was fortunate to have gotten to provide that service, and give myself and share some knowledge with the children. At first, I did a year at the Goodwill Primary. I taught guys like Sick Berry in grade two.
Ah.
Yeah, so Sick, he was quite a character. Yeah, quite. Yeah, he was quite a character. Very interesting guy. And also GK was one of my students in grade two. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Now he feels he can call me Miguel and whatever the case is. Some of my students, especially those from SMP,
He's about to call you Mr. Labadie.
when I see my teachers, I mean, I call them sir or miss.
Me
Doesn't
too.
matter if
Me
they're
too.
just
It's very
I
hard for me to call. Like even like one of my favorite teachers was PS of education. And every time I see her, I'm like, Miss Hyacinth.
Yeah,
And people
yeah,
probably wondering why jail so like prim and proper. It's because she
yeah,
was my
man.
teacher, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So even
so
those,
I
and then
understand.
I later, when I went to SMP after, and I worked together with some of the teachers who taught me before, years before, and cool. We had fun, spent time together, and it was quite a good experience, man. Quite a good experience.
Why didn't you stay in the teaching service? Why did you
Um,
move?
well, that's part of life, we have to move, we have to keep going. So it was an opportunity at the time, and I embraced it, and we just had to keep moving.
So where did you transition to from teaching?
At that time, I was part of this group, call ourselves Song Squad, entertainment. Like at the time, guys are singing dance hall and rap, in the days of clockers and so on. That was a thing,
Mhm.
So, I really had this dream that we would have like made it big, and then so we spent a lot of time in our little studio in St. Joseph, run by my partner Josa, big up Ja Fox. Well, it's a different name now, but honest and respectfully him. Yeah, and Coco Kila and all these other guys. So yeah, man, it was just an interesting time. I used to even when I come from like I would get home from school and we would do a little mixtapes or little cassettes or little
Mhm.
compilations recorded by Ja Fox, and I would go out and just like hustle. So I guess that has always been in me, just hustle, like go around the bus stops in the bars and sell cassettes, at the time. And yeah, I enjoyed doing that, and I just enjoyed doing it. Yeah, so from the teaching, I what did I do next? Well, before that, I worked as a junior clerk with the government at Inland Revenue,
Mhm.
and I think at Ministry of Community Development for some time.
So
Yeah,
you
and
have
then
good age on you. You saying?
you think so? Well, I mean, I've been here for some
How,
time.
how old do you feel?
I feel as young as I look, and how
Give me
young
an
do I look?
age.
Hmm.
How old do you feel? Give me an age. I'm asking your age.
That's
Tell
okay.
me
I mean,
because
I'm not
it's funny
ashamed.
because last night I was having a conversation and somebody asked me, "How old do you feel?" And I was like, "I feel 27." I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
my bones don't exactly tell me I'm 27 because every now and again when I get off the chair they make cracks, but
yeah.
I feel
Mhm.
27.
Yeah, I mean,
How old do you feel?
well, I could tell you this. As recent as 2021 December, I was asked for ID by an elderly cashier at a Walmart. Yeah,
Oh, so you were
in
feeling
Florida,
yourself
in the presence of my
of your
daughter.
daughter.
My grown
Yeah.
daughter. Seeing her asking her daddy for ID for a 6 pack of beer. You know what I'm saying? So that just goes to show.
You feeling 20 without the one.
Well, I look like I could,
You
sometimes I
could
could
pass. You can
say
pass.
that.
You can.
Yeah, yeah.
Although now and again I see your foot moving a little slow. When you walk in
My
now and
foot,
again. Yes, I see one of them that stay behind sometimes. So
really?
I think it's the age. Age
Well,
catching
what
up on
tells me
you.
out is the grays. They're coming,
They're coming.
but it's hereditary. It's got that from my dad. So thanks to
Hmm.
him. And it went since I started to pluck them out. It's like that was a worst mistake.
So when did you actually get into like radio? Around what time? Why did you decide
Radio,
that?
um, around like 2003, because again being motivated by just being or wanting to showcase more of the local talent, especially guys who did like reggae and dancehall, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
'Cause at the time the Calypsonians would get airplay, Booyah bands getting airplay, whatever. But then the guys like the Dr. Silks and all the guys doing reggae, I wanted to just be in a position to assist them. So I'd spent some time with Graphics Record Shop. Big up to my partner Steve Bush, aka Casate. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember just going to DBS. At first, I met the manager at the time, Miss Warrington. I told her, I'm interested in doing a show to play like local music, and she said, okay, I must come and talk to the program director, Shermaine Green Brown, whose son I had taught at SMP. Um, she said, well, hey, it's Ted Daly is, the retiring, in those times, and it's an opportune time at DBS. We don't just want someone to come and play music, but we're looking for, the total package. And she said, okay, why just do an audition, whatever. And I did an audition, like they asked me to read, announcements and to do a show, not an actual show, like a mock, and
Yeah, it was like a mock interview. You had a
yeah,
mock interview.
yeah. So I did something, and they were kind of impressed with it. Although by that time my voice would have been on the air a little bit in the one or two advertisements that I had started doing at the time, just one or two jingles. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we started. So I started like by filling it for Ted Daly, like when he was, unable to come to work, volunteering and all that, when he went on leave, etc. And then I just kind of got in there. Yeah.
How did you like? How did you like? What were some of the things that you enjoyed most about being on radio?
And being able to make people happy, having control, sort of, you're just in
Controlling
control
people's
on the
emotions. You
flight.
like
Yeah,
that?
you can, yeah, you can contribute, you can make an impact, and I just love music, so love being among music, being around playing music, and being able to work with some of the great people who I heard growing up listening to on radio and just being among them. Company. It was Ferdinand who showed me the console on the radio first,
Big up
and
to Furfur.
yeah, man, and I spent some time around her, so it was quite cool. We just had fun doing it.
Miguel, somebody's asking. Jovian is asking a question in the chat. Ask him. I don't know if he meant how he threw the panty. I'm not sure what he mean.
I don't know if he's referring to that moment. I don't. Well,
What
I
moment
don't.
is that?
I don't
What
know.
moment is that?
I want to be clear, so I don't know if you could just clarify or specify what
I
exactly.
think you know exactly what he's referring to.
Well, I am thinking of something, but I don't know if he's referring to that. I know there was a. You gonna say something?
I was gonna tell him to clarify in the chat because you need
So
some
that's fine.
clarity. I want to big up Sabina Carolanis for the thank you very much for the stars, sending in the stars. Thank you. So Jovian, please, the song clash. He said.
That's it. Wow. So damn. So you see, some people know the history. Yeah. So we had this clash. It was my crew, the song squad, around them crew. Let me big up guys I want to just big up the guys. So there's Silk Prince, that's Kibwe Edwards, Enigma, Kenneth Francis, Coco Killer, the Coco Killer, of course, Ja Fox, myself. So we had this clash. It was organized at this club across the cemetery. It was called the Dominica Club. So I remember it was Robbie Tong and was part of management of that club. So they organized like a clash, and it was Song Squad against Bushtown.
Okay.
Yeah, and Bushtown had one of their founding members was a former member of our crew. So there were guys like Mystic, Captain Kidd, Steve Vander was part of Bushtown as well. Mr. Losing from Baptist, the whole crew, probably about 10 of them. And you see, you have to have some sort of strategy, So I had this thong, okay, and it wasn't.
You had a thong.
Well, I came with that, as a card.
It was like a prop.
I won't say where I got it from, from who I got it, but I came with it. So there was a hook, by one of the by Silk Prince, and he would it was aimed at one of the guys, whoever, like saying, "Hey, Mister, where was your woman last night?" And so I had this, yeah, and man, yeah. So we ended up winning the clash anyway. We won the clash, so we beat Bushtown, and we were scheduled to face Clockers. But then that worked out another way where Killer and Fox clashed against Slice and Click Lee, may so rest in peace. So it was good times, and we won some money, won a cash prize for that.
Wow, those were the days, eh? Those things don't happen like anymore.
Days of DJ Alfie running things, at the club.
Boy, DJ Alfie was the bomb.
Yeah. So,
I remember those days. Not
big up Jovian, man. Oh, wow.
Joanne, remember the panty. That's all you remember where you. I should have probably asked you where you get it instead of asking you what is the story about it. But thank you very much for sharing that with us. Okay, so you've been in radio. You've been doing your radio thing, and then all of a sudden we hear you're an ambassador there, and then you're emceeing events. And how did you transition between I know how I do it, but how does Miguel, because you know they say men cannot do multiple things at one time, right? They have to focus on one thing at a time. How do you maneuver going from being on radio to now, you know, you do events, you host one of the biggest weekly events, which is Reggae on the Boardwalk, which I know people missed when it wasn't happening and you had to bring it back and all of that. How did you go through that to through radio to now having
Um,
events?
well, to some extent, doing what you love. To some extent, discovering,
And let me tell you, I get in messages.
getting messages.
Miguel, girls are like, he's so handsome.
Wow,
Like
so kind, so kind.
like my boy. Behave on yourself, eh? Don't
Yeah,
come in my DMs. Come on to
that's
the
been a
live.
deal.
Continue,
Yeah,
continue, continue.
yeah, man. So I don't know. It's just getting into character. The DJ thing, well, of course, I did my radio thing. I had to learn, build my library, just build. I was familiar with, a lot of music, growing up around that and being exposed to that. But I had to build my library quickly, and so I want to big up my, people like my dad for his influence. I also want to big up Wadix. We do not have the relationship like we had before right now, but he was the first person who put me on as a DJ, at one of the events that he did with DBS. I think one of the oldest events, and he just gave me that name, Doctor. He just called me Doctor Miguel Labadie.
And I was about to ask you, like, how did so he called you doctor and it stick
Yeah, it
and it
was why
stick.
he just gave me that name. That's it. And I just said, yeah, let me just embrace it. And I said, hey, I love this thing. Yes, I'm on the radio doing things. I'd hosted one or two small events previously.
Mm-hmm.
And again, big up my dad for the ideas. He always, is a man with good vision. And even doing ads, that was like my dad's idea that, Miguel, you could do that, whatever the case is. So
Mm-hmm.
want to thank him, big him up for that. And yeah, as time goes by, you just discover, you find yourself, you discover things you can do. And if it's something that you love doing, or you get an opportunity that you should grab, or embrace, then you take it. And it's a matter of being able to play the role. You just have to play the role.
Mm-hmm.
If you put me on a football team and you say, Miguel, I want you to be the goalkeeper, then I'll be the goalkeeper. I'm not going to
I
leave the goalpost and come and try and score goals, and yeah, I'm the goalkeeper. So if I have to be the striker, and
mm-hmm.
I sucked at football, by the way. So and most guys from Buffett State are good
Are
footballers.
good footballers, but you're an
Most guys.
exception to that, eh?
Yeah, I sucked. Although I enjoyed playing it as a child, but I sucked, so I never, did anything further with that. So that's what
Uh,
it
uh,
is. It's just getting into character and being yourself and doing what you have to do.
a few folks are on the live and they're shouting you out. So we have people like Sabina Carinalis, Cynthia St. Rose, people like Snapper Laura. They're all shouting you out on the live. They're locked in. Alicia, a few folks are coming on. And make sure when all you jump on, all you share the live, hit the share button. As soon as you hit land on the thing, share the live, right? Yes. So you started doing your gigs here and there, well, DJing here and there. But I feel like you have to have a lot of balls for you to decide to want to do an event, and I kind of felt that you did it alone. When you started, I don't know how it is now if you have a team working behind you, and probably you could shed some light on that for us. But I kind of felt like you did it on your own, and like, I mean, in and it, well, first of all, you don't have a shop somewhere that you can take the money and put it, and put it. You have to literally, people have to have faith in you, and hope that you're going to actually achieve what you're gonna. And you've had sponsors jump on and be with you. Can you share a little bit about that journey to starting off reggae on the boardwalk, and what's sprout the idea, and how
Okay.
it's grown so much?
Okay. So right before I get into reggae on the boardwalk itself, which I'm starting in 2016, I think my first event would have been around 2008, first major event, 2008 or 9. It was in co with Peter Prosper. He invited me
Mhm.
to do something with him, so we did a Swinging Stars event at Springfield.
Mhm.
It was very good, very successful. And yes, I Prosper saw some potential in me to partner with him. I mean, although I would have done one or two small things before, but so we pulled that off. We did it twice, and I saw an opportunity. Although, and I will say it without apology, if I I'm feeling different about it. I probably wouldn't have done it back then, and I'll probably hold that for some other time. But yeah, there was an opportunity. I felt I wanted to do the oldies event, the oldies party, because I saw there was a little gap, and then so I decided to do that at first, do a dance. I think the first dance
Mhm.
was Harlem Plaza, so I got the key players like Wadix, who has his fan base in that to
Yes.
endorse it and to be part of it and to promote it, and Mr. Mix and
Uh
also
huh.
Prosper,
Uh huh.
and other guys. I think Flip was on the first one and BABA. Wow, big up BABA. So we had so I did the oldest party at Harlem Plaza. It's not too much of a risky venture, but again, you have to believe in yourself first before others could even believe in you. Um, Whatever I was making, I put it into it. I think I got a small sponsorship, probably from Edridge's, and also I think my mom and them sent a little sponsorship all the way from the UK. Sent a little pounds, no, man, not a little
Mhm.
thing. And I did that. It was good. We did it a couple of times, and then I've always wanted to do like a vintage artist, vintage shows because I felt, I mean, I'm a young guy, and a lot of people sort of stigmatize me and say Miguel is old or whatever. But yo, I'm a businessman and I still have an old soul at the end of the day. I'm a young guy. I love the young stuff. But I say I want
Mhm.
to bring like an old school artist because it's a lot of the boy triple K's and them were, really rocking things at the time and CK and those kind of thing and a jam there and a that. And so I want to do something for the scene, the mature people. So I wanted to bring this guy called Eddie Lovett. I found out he had passed away years ago. Um, then my next choice was Eric Donaldson. I felt that was just a perfect choice because it's the music that we and our parents and even grandparents grew up to, listening, enjoying on a Saturday, on a Sunday, whatever. I just feel it will bring that nostalgic sort of vibe and just make people happy. And it worked. So I did that.
I remember that event.
Which one you remember? The one at Crazy Coconut?
The Eric Donaldson one.
Yeah, yeah. The first, so it was. I mean, there was packed. Um,
Mhm.
I won't say who, but it was so successful that somebody decided, what? Let me talk to Eric Donaldson right there to see if I can bring him back some months after. And I mean, I kind of helped them with that. It worked. So that did all the shows, Barrington, Levy, etc., Judy Boucher for the Mother's Day. Felt I wanted people to bring out their mother, and
Mhm.
people came out with their mother. It
Mhm.
worked. So, I just had these concepts, and doing things especially. And in between, we did the lollipop event, you get to suck the
Mhm.
lollipop and win a prize.
Mhm.
I mean, what else? You suck a lollipop and win money, or you win a trip, you win something. It doesn't get any better than that. You understand what I'm saying? Did the
It's
blue
funny
book?
how you rest back now. There's all of a sudden you talking about lollipop and you rest back,
Yeah,
right?
man. So,
You
so
you rest back. You've also have a nighttime show,
yeah. But
that you that
you want me to get to the inspiration behind the
yeah,
record?
tell me the inspiration, and then we'll get to the nighttime show, because when you learn back like the lollipop, you just brought back the nighttime show.
Okay.
Sorry, like like you kind of open it up.
Yeah, yeah, man. So, when I was first invited, I'll be honest, I probably attended the Big Papa's reggae in Portsmouth at the time, just a couple of times. Wasn't a regular fan. But then it was around maybe 2014 or 15, I can't remember. One of those times that I think Spawner invited me to play at a reggae event in Portsmouth at this place called La Playa, just close to Purple Turtle. And Aris Digital was like the main guy there, the resident of Spawner. And I was just impressed with the vibe. I just love the atmosphere by the beach, the ambience. And I used to go, I would leave my home like after 10 in the evening and drive up to Portsmouth, you understand?
Mhm. Mhm.
And just enjoy the vibe at
Mhm.
the reggae night on a Wednesday at Portsmouth. And I was like, man, I want to do something like that in town, but it has to be at the right place. It has to be the right place. I never saw it, never presented itself, so I just left it alone. I never really bothered looking around or whatever, to be honest. And at some point, this guy called Clint Pemberton and Georgian, they had asked me to come to talk for an idea they had to do like a Saturday night event at this venue in
Mm-hmm.
Lalikoko. Note, I had played at that venue twice for a Digicel event and for some private event once, but I never even remembered there, because you pass the street and you don't know. So he
Mm-hmm.
said he wanted myself and Wadix to do something like warehouse sort of vibe. And so we had a meeting. I came to watch the place. So when I watched the place, I was like, "What?" I said, "No." I went back to him. I said, "Hey, I have a different idea. You know, I want to do an event there." I said, "Is your Thursday available? Because it's not going to be on Wednesday, and I don't want to do it on the weekend. It has to be a weeknight." And they said yes. Then we discussed some business. I said, "Yo, can we do this, that, that, that? I want that, that, that." They worked with me, and I spoke to RS Digital. He was no longer playing at Portsmouth, but then he agreed to come on board. I waited for him, this guy, so I had to start with him. And DJ Matthew was around, and we started it. At that time, Jael, we were part of the A team. So
Yes, yes.
I want to big up Asta fans, Giselle and the crew who played a major role in promoting, the
They
idea. And
really did. They
they
really
were very
did. They.
supportive. They were all
Mm-hmm.
in, all in,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
yeah,
remember like I felt almost obligated to come because it was like we had to support you because this was something that you were doing and we were part of the A team and it just
yeah,
made sense and it was such a great event like
yeah.
even though people
Yes,
I remember people used to complain about the drinks because they were not accustomed to the drinks because obviously they had brought in new drinks. You remember that?
I I chose not to mention this particular drink,
But
but
I was
all the
there when
black.
Montella, and I remember, and then you were able to kind of like switch up things really nicely, to so that it still was accepted, and people love the event, and
Yeah,
I know like from going there, the place used to be packed. Like and I think people liked the fact that it was dark. It was like a queer, and people could chiffon it as much poil as they wanted because
yeah,
nobody not minding your business.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was just it was. I mean, at the time, I haven't seen it since you've relaunched. But I just remember that was the ambience, and you
yeah,
would go there. There was the bar in the open, and there was the bar at the bar. So if you couldn't get one place, you'd get, and that was something that I remember going to events in Dominica and saying, why do they always just have one bar? And then you came with the two bars, and all of a sudden everybody have events and they have two bars now because they see the benefits of it.
yeah,
So everybody
yeah,
always just had one bar. Yeah. So
yeah.
continue.
Yeah, man, and sometimes even three. We must make it clear to that when you mention the drinks, there's this sponsors drinks, people a
Yes.
particular drink or
There's a particular drink. There was one particular drink that people didn't like.
particular
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
I saw it the other day, Jail. Yeah.
Anywho, it's all love. It's all love. I really do,
Lord.
I do appreciate Giselle and the work that they did. Because, I mean, even she coming up with us as the A team, you know, um, it was never heard of in Dominica. People would be, people, that level of ambassadorship was not available. It
Mm,
was not
mm,
available to on across the board. I mean, we knew Mikael was a goodwill ambassador. We knew other people would do stuff, but it wasn't at that level, where people were given the respect for their talent, for their voice, and I mean, it was all across the board. We had outfits. I mean, we were well taken care of. We were well taken care of. And we did the work. It wasn't just all fun and games. We really did do the work, and we had to
mm.
collaborate many a times. Sometimes collaborate at events, sometimes
Yeah.
collaborate in store, and all of the different things. And
Mm.
I mean, I just remember working with you on various events, and we used to talk stupidness. We used to have so much kicks. I wish they had all the bloopers to see just how much nonsense that went down behind the scenes of the A team. But yeah, your events. I mean, I saw it. I loved the idea when you came out with it. I thought it was brilliant. You did a really good job in setting it up. You seem to have had a really good support system, because in order to execute an event like that, it cannot be a one man show. Like, you have to have a team. Tell us a little bit about the team and what it entailed. Putting on an event of that
Yeah.
level every single week.
Yeah, I mean, I want to big up the team, not only the people you see like working at night, but the people behind the scenes. I want to make particular mention of Tamisha, who is my sister, you know, and look, see how she started working with me now. It was at this, like, rewind to 2010, 2010. I had come to the venue early to do a transaction, with Crazy, at the venue and thing. And so I was just around, I had some cash, whatever, and thing on me. And people started coming early because, any event you have that where you target the grown, the mature folks, they come on time. And I had an issue where the cashiers were late, and what happened is that the traffic had started to, sort of back up very early. And I mean, if you advertise a start time and the people are there, you should have no excuse. You should be ready. I mean, the security were there, big up my crew like Fat Boy and the rest of the guys. So I was there. I started, working in the booth, doing some stuff, and it just became very overwhelming. And by the time my sister had arrived, she just kind of took over. My little sister, she said, like, Miguel, whatever, step to the side. Let me deal with that. So since then, she would like just certain things sometimes like I cannot deal with. I'm somebody I have this is with tolerance for bullshit. Sometimes it
She
can
can
be,
handle the bullshit.
yeah, it can be at a low sometimes. I mean, I'm working on that still. So I would just have my sister deal with anything I deem as the bullshit. You understand? So yeah, that's what it was. I mean, many times it felt like a lot, on your back, especially as like with the ROTB, it was something that we remember we only rented the venue for the night at the time, so it was a lot of back and forth. Dude, it's a lot of hustle. I think I lost weight at that time, to be honest. I remember people meeting me and telling me like, Miguel, you whatever, until I saw it on the pictures, and like, what, I lose weight, man. So I said probably due to all that hustle. I mean, it was a good time still, but with all that. So yeah, so it's mainly us, and like Froggy, who is my cousin, of Triple K, would be there on the ground to assist with certain things. Then of course you have your network of people to do this and that, but then it's not a large or huge team as such. It's not how it has been. Yeah, so it's a few of us just pulling it off and making it happen. That's
and
what's
and not only that, though, sometimes you actually got on and played. Like, even after doing all of that, it was expectation that you play, even if it's for 15 minutes, or because people also came because you're a DJ, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
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 it's your event, but they expected you to play, right? So
yeah,
so
yeah,
people would always expect that, and you'd come on and you do your thing. But I want to just tell you, kudos. Now you've relaunched it. You've kind of you've done something completely different, and I don't know if you want to share about that, but I know you have that event. It continues. It stopped
yeah,
for a moment. It was moved to a different venue, and then it came back
yeah.
to
We
the
came back
same
with
venue under different branding. And you continue to do reggae on the boardwalk, and people look forward to that Thursday night when they can decompress. They can
yeah,
let their hair down. They can go in a corner like a cockroach, and
mhm,
and
mhm,
they just really appreciate you having that. Even I don't know if you want to
yeah.
share about your rebranding. It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, well, the place was severely affected. It was destroyed to an extent from Maria, and all that. And one or two things, went on there. There was another business there at the time. But then the opportunity came, where we could do what we have to do and position ourselves, to um, develop the place, set up the place, and make it readily available to have some stuff. I mean, there's some stuff in the works, some plans to, for further expansion and other aspects of business. But we started with the break on the boardwalk. We have a deck upstairs now, a little area upstairs,
Okay.
because it's like a concrete roof, so we're able to sort of add a little staircase, and sort that out. Um, yeah, we created one or two, little sections, created a new bar setting or two, and yeah, it's just a good vibe. The core is there. RS Digital. Rotate the DJs, so all your good and favorite reggae DJs play at Reggae on the Boardwalk, and we just try to make people happy. The venue is now called Paradise Pier. Okay, so of course it's different management now. Okay, so that's the difference in the setup.
In the setup,
Um,
yeah.
the venue has been rebranded as Paradise Pier, and it's the home to Reggae on the Boardwalk. Location being its original space, and the people just love there. So it's just a spot with so much potential, and I invite people to come not only for ROT but to check out the place. They could host their events there. There have been couple
Okay.
events, couple private events there already, including an
Okay.
oldies event, by a reunion group, a DGS class of 1985 at a wonderful event
Oh,
there.
nice. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
and there are one or two other things and some other things coming up, so it's just basically a lot of potential.
You're doing a big mad festival, but we'll talk about that later on. As we're talking about nighttime, I want to go to the bedtime. You
Ooh,
do.
nighttime.
Let me tell you,
Mm,
Miguel, guys. Those of you on the live, if you've never checked out,
mm.
I mean, why didn't I have? Why don't I have the audio, the voice? I sent that. You sent me a voice note. I think it was supposed to be private, just for my ears only.
The voice
But I
note.
shared. Look, a voice. It was a voice note of you, sounding sexy.
Really?
Like you were doing your bedtime. You were talking normal though. Like it wasn't anything sexy you were saying. You were just sounding sexy saying it.
Ah, all
So I
right.
sent it to a few people and they were like, "Who's this?" They're like, "Whose child is he?"
Ah, damn it. Oh my God.
So Miguel, tell us a little bit about your bedtime. What do you call it? Bedtime story.
Bedtime stories. Well, I will start with the bad or the sad news that I have put it on hold for the time being, you know. So it's off for now, Probably things were getting too hot, but yeah,
Clearly,
yeah,
clearly.
just different logistics. So we put it on hold for now. But well, I'm a fan of R&B music. I love all music, but I love R&B. I
Hmm.
listen to R&B. I mean, anybody who has, anyway, well, anyone who knows me that good knows that. Um, I go to bed with R&B music playing. I have like, yeah, it has
You're
like,
like, play me, or you go, Alexa, play me some Usher.
yeah, yeah. So
What? Nice and slow by Usher.
yeah, I just love the moods, and it's not even necessarily the lyrics, the content, but just the mood of the music, the soothing.
What does it do to you?
It just helps me relax. It just, just keeps me cool, and I don't know. Yeah, that's what I can say. It just helps me to relax, and
I don't know why I was expecting more from that answer.
yeah, that's you. Yeah. So I mean, I love my R&B, and um, I wanted to do this somewhere since around 2019 because I started organize my internet radio,
Hmm.
lab radio, and when I traveled to England, I would visit regularly in March of 2020, and ended up having to stay for 6 months, with all the lockdowns of the world. I said, you know what, let's get things going, in this cold weather with bedtime
Hmm.
stories. Let's get it on. Came up with the name and said it was, I just wanted to offer that sort of vibe where I could just help.
Let me,
You know.
since you already say you've put it on hold, are there archives available for re for people to revisit? Because people might be, somebody messaging me and they want to know where bedtime story, like, people relentless. Why you they want to know
Yeah,
where bedtime stories is. Where
yeah.
can they get if bedtime stories, since it's not available right now?
Man, I actually had some episodes of the last season. I'd set up something, the podcast set up, and you could go on there and listen. Again, I put all this on hold, but it could be made available at
Mm-hmm.
any time again. So that is something that
Mm-hmm.
I would do, to satisfy the desires of the fans. You understand? So
Beverly says she's listened and it's soothing and calming. I
definitely.
don't know if she's listened to bedtime stories.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Let
So
me tell you.
yeah, it's storytelling through music,
So
and
give us a little bit of bedtime stories. Give us a little. Do you want me to play something for you, or you want me to find
bedtime
something, or you
bedtime.
can just be yourself? Just, I know you can be yourself
Yeah,
and on
it's
a
it's
whim.
it's it's just being myself. It's just speaking to the listeners, speaking to the ladies, and playing the good music to just get you in the right space. In you because I mean, people
You
work hard. People are stressed in the jobs and relationships and children and all that going on. So here's something to just help you to detox a bit and to massage your mind and your soul, body, mind, and soul. So
I was waiting for. Come on, you giving us a preview? Give us a preview.
no, man. I mean, it's just, we,
Don't,
we,
no, no, man. No, no, man. You giving us a preview.
no,
Come
Jill,
on.
I cannot just,
Yes, you can.
no,
The
man.
amount of shit you just do when I talking to you, normal conversation, and you put it on your bedtime story voice.
Well, it
Put on
has
your
to be
bedtime.
it has to be in real time. So if
Mm-hmm.
I were
But
to
we're in real
just,
time and we're not recording.
I know, but what I mean is that if you tell me, okay, now let us start the bedtime story show, then
Now
we
let us
start.
start the bedtime story show.
All right. So welcome to bedtime stories. Hope you guys are having a good time tonight because it's not over. Just wanted to get those grapes on the wine, a bottle of wine, just get that to a special person or probably call up Bay, your boo, X, and all that. Prepare yourself.
What's our works?
Hey, I need some water. Oh my goodness.
Hydrate. Don't pass out on me.
No.
Oh my god, Miguel, it's the best. Let's get to the chat. People are dying. Somebody saying one of my favorite DJs. Ayana is saying, oh Lord. Christine is saying whoosh. Whoosh. People are going whoosh. They're loving the conversation. They're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Miguel, do you have a bucket list?
Yeah, I mean, we
What's on your
all
bucket list? Give me 5 things on your bucket list. Things that you would
five.
just absolutely love to do. 5 things. I have 10, so I'm sure you can
Okay.
come up with 5.
Well, we'll probably start with the cliche. Okay, we want to travel the world and that sort of thing. Yeah, because I want to
Specific.
experience.
Where in the world would you like to go? Because
Um,
saying the world is like a big
it's a big place. I
place.
just okay. Well, here's what I just want to experience different cultures. Especially getting to understand the historic aspect of cultures. I love history. I love history at school. I love to look at programs where I learn, about our history, as whether it's as African people or whatever it's happening. I'm just intrigued by that, to an
Mm-hmm.
extent. So I would love to experience different cultures as much as I can. I would
Mm-hmm.
love to do that, I'm probably go on this big trip one day and just do that as many times as I can. So that is one. On a humanitarian note, I would like to do a lot or a few things to like just to help people, to help the destitute, you know, the people I see on the streets. No longer do we see men who we consider our, grandfathers or men, we see the elderly people on the street like that. It's our peers right now, people we went to school with, you know, people we saw excelling, be that sports or whatever field, and they're on the streets now. So I would just want to be, and do whatever I can. Yes, there are little things that you
What would
can
you
do.
like? What would you probably want to do? Like,
No, no, like
because
to feed them, to give them a home, rehabilitation, for people, the homeless people and drug addicts, those people. I know we have, um, like for children, I know we have chances, these kind of things. I know we have stuff for the elderly, like the grotto, etc. But it's just too much, we see going on. So I just want to be able to contribute to that, to making these people lives, better, and to help them with their rehabilitation. People with certain mental challenges and that sort of thing. So I want to do those things. On a business standpoint, I will choose not to share, but I have some ideas. I believe in those ideas, and these are ideas that I've had for some time now. And almost every day, I just draw inspiration. Like I get inspired by life, by what the things people do, the things people say, the things that happen around us, by nature, by just existence itself. And I take time to write down things. Sometimes I get an idea, I could be driving, I stop, I go to my phone and I have my folder, with my stuff. And I go to that folder on the phone and I write it
and you
down,
put it in.
you
Next
know.
time, next time I ask you about your bucket list, though, I want you to not be so Dominican about it, so a Dominican man about it, and all serious. Like I was expecting things like, I want to walk with the lions on the lion African safari. I want to jump out of an airplane one of these days. I want
Yeah.
to. You see, that's the kind of bucket list I have. I want to be
I
able
don't
to.
think I have the
I want to
guts
go
to
to.
jump up any
I want to go
airplane.
to Brazil Carnival and walk around Tutuni. These are the kinds of that's what my bucket list looking like.
Well, boy, Session Wilder, Session rough on that one, boy.
Ah,
Well,
so these are the kinds of things I want, and not to be so serious. But bucket list, I feel like a bucket list is supposed to be things that you do for yourself, where you feel free and you can do whatever the hell you want,
but of
and
course,
and
of course, of
and,
course.
and not
So
necessarily.
you want me to say that I want to walk naked in Brazil then?
Is
Or you
that
want me
what
to
you want
say,
to do? You want to
nah,
come with
nah.
me, man? You coming with me?
Will Jovian be invited?
We can bring him too.
Yeah, let him come. Let him come. Yeah, I don't know. Probably I couldn't. I guess there are things, there are stuff, but it just didn't come to mind. But I'm a fun guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing fun things. I like to laugh. I like to talk nonsense. As you would know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So there are interesting things and fun things that I want to do, man. So sorry I couldn't be too specific.
I go
But
to I going to I going to try and let you get to let down your hair a little bit. All right, so we're gonna do like a thing where we're doing like speed dating, okay? So I'm going to just give you two things, and you're gonna pick one. Two things, you pick in one. Like right, don't overthink it. Don't like pause. As soon as I name the last of the two things, you tell me which one. Okay? So don't over. You ready? You ready to play? So we speed dating. Me and you on a date, and we try to get to know each other. Riverline or beach?
beach,
Rum or wine?
rum,
Dancehall or reggae?
reggae,
Wabadi or red cap?
BB.
Shabby or negres?
No answer.
I know you too well. I purposely put that one not. I know you. So you're not gonna answer me?
Both.
You like both. Okay, Papa Miguel. Okay, Miguel. Miguel, what are some of the things that inspire you and motivate you in terms of your career, like in terms of your goals? What are some of the things that really inspire you?
Wow. Just just life, just everything that happens, just strides. See people make struggles, wanting to make a difference, wanting to make a contribution. Um, just existence, just nature. I'm just inspired by existence, by what is there, what happens. I cannot be too fancy about it, and by simple things too, the simple things that somebody may say or do, or the simple things that I may just end up saying or doing or hearing, that's how it works. It just bounces off. You may say something and wow, I'm gonna just run with that. Yeah, I cannot get too fancy about it.
You think I judging you? No, not true.
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay.
No, man.
I hope not. I hope not.
Come on.
I you and Danger Dane had a bit of a controversy a little while back. There was messages exchanged on Facebook. People was lawyer papers shared, all kinds of stuff, and it seemed like it was two of the biggest promoters, entertainment promoters in Dominica were at war or at ends with each other. They just take a gumi. And it was over booking of artists, figuring out who wanted what day for their event. Your events end up end up happening on the same night. A lot going on, and y'all could have seriously stayed far from each other and say, hell with Mister. I check in my scene. I don't. But y'all came together, and y'all created a 2 night event called Mad, and it's conveniently called Mad, not just because of all of the madness that went into coming together,
Right.
but the fact that it was Mirror Entertainment, Miguel, and Danger Dane Entertainment, Dane. Um, who made the first move to squash the beef? You think I was gonna ask you about? Tell me about the event. Who made the first move to
Yeah.
squash the beef?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was quite unfortunate, and there were misunderstandings. I can take responsibility for my own bad judgment, and decisions. Cannot take responsibility for Dane and his actions. So we were able to be men about it. There were one or two conversations. People like
I want to know who made the first move. Who made the first move?
I don't know if there was a first move. We just made it by any particular one. We just decided, yo, let's just do this. Let's make it happen. So we were on the phone. Because we had decided. Because after there was the, you know, straightening up of things, and the apology and the clearing up of things and all that. Um, Even before it was done publicly, we had spoken on the phone and saying, well, hey, I mean, there were one or two people, who had to really knock some sense and say, hey, like,
It's
come on,
nonsense all you're doing.
yeah, come on, cut the crap. And
I was kind of forced to take sides, like, and I didn't want to have to take sides, and I
yeah,
think I shared that with you, that all you're making me have to pick sides, and
yeah,
like that
yeah,
doesn't make sense.
yeah, man. So you gotta take stupidness and change it into something, man. Take the garbage and turn it into a diamond, man. That's what it is. So we just decided to collaborate, because two hands will clap, better than one. That's all two heads working now, and not one. You know, I say, what do they say? Together we stand, divided we fall. Why do we have to be divided? Let's stand together. Let's work together. So, and we had decided that, long time, like since October, we decided that we agreed to do the clash. So it was all part of, showing the people that yes, we're in that space, and all the people came to see, a man get killed there and that sort of
Who
thing.
won? Who won the who won?
I don't think there was any winner.
You will never see. You'll never
No,
see.
what
You see,
happened? I'll tell you
you
what
always
happened.
like to be so like Mr. Okay, like I don't want to see. Like you see all of your answers now. You giving me. I already making up my. I already getting answers out of the answers. All of
Nah,
them answers you giving
nah.
me.
With the clash, what happened is that the first three songs, because RS was doing something which I never expected. Like after each song, he was asking the crowd, like, you know, who, I mean,
Who
I
you?
came, I was kind of having fun, to be honest. I was laughing and all that, you know. Then came for war, even if it was a
Dan came for
friendly,
war.
it was a friendly clash. So I started off on a friendly note, like really
Uh-huh.
laughing. But I said war, and I said, okay, let me boots up and take this thing seriously. So what happened is that people, cause you know, I mean, what that whole thing did was, I think a lot of people, to be honest, I'll be real about it. A lot of people, even if after the facts, you know, came to surface, you know, I lost some points. You know, some people seeing me as, you know, this kind of guy and whatever the case. So a lot of people wanted to see they didn't kill me in the clash. You know, to be honest. Yeah, yeah. So the first three songs, like Aris was saying, like, and again, I would say, yeah, I mean, Dane is a Clash artist anyway, so DJ. So I'm not, you know, going to try and compare myself and whatever the case is. Thing. So the first three songs, Aris was like, you know, hey, who won on the crowd? You know, I played first and then Dane played after. So naturally, you have an advantage. Duh. You understand? You have a chance to respond. And so people, so that thing sort of started to share. So people saying like, hey, they didn't beat me. And like, what about the rest of it? The other 10 songs that we played. So it was even and it was fun, you know, and I enjoyed it. And that was the whole objective.
It was supposed to have been fun, and it was supposed to have shown that y'all had resolved your
Of
issues. You were
course.
not being petty anymore, and it was done in a way that it would give people insight as to better watch out for these. And then y'all came out with mad,
Yeah.
and I was pleasantly surprised, you know, when you guys decided to like, the name was very, very. I found it to be very authentic, in it, so to speak, because a play on the name as well as a play on your names became the name. And then you were able to like rope in like the regular suspects, you know, to perform, and then bring in people from outside and create like a festival, the week of festival, you know, because people always, and for years we've had issues with not having things to do the evenings, especially for visitors who are coming
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
they need stuff to do the nighttime. We don't have nightlife in Dominican. Say one, say two, we don't have it. You know, so it was good to see that y'all could come together and put together these 2 night event, that people can come and they can enjoy. And your lunch way in advance, your lunch, your almost breakfast, you know, way in advance. You'll put together your stuff, and I know a lot of folks are excited. Some folks have probably bought tickets already, but it's like, is it like, is there a per night fee, or is like you have to buy it as a package? Because I saw it felt like I had to buy it as a package. I had to get the 2 nights.
Well, the way well, Dana and I met and, you know, put the lineup together, um, well, we were both looking at Skeng for a long time. So, you know, conversations were already going on for Skeng. And well, anyway, I won't say that part. But anyway, so we were able to lock down, you know, our all the headliners, and then we already had Skeng confirmed for Wednesday, because you know typically Thursday more people are on island on
I think.
Thursday. That's why so many people are, you know, were in that Thursday, because you know what I'm saying, it's saying what's behind the Thursday. So more people on island on Thursday. It's closer to the festival itself, whatever. So it's kind of an advantage. So we decided, you know what, we're gonna put that big draw, you know, Top Gun on Wednesday. You understand? And pair him with another top dog, Triple K, Skinny Fabulous on the Thursday, and put MFR on that Thursday and just balance it off nicely. So we had a meeting at Paradise Pier. We sat and we said, okay, like for the local guys, let's do this. Okay, let's take out this guy there, this, that, this DJ there, this guy, this artist, this band, you know, confirm with everybody and put it in a way where the patron has not much of a choice but to attend both, even if it's still your choice to attend one night, you know, for whatever reason. So that's how we craft it out. So we have a season fee where you would save, of course, as to if you were to buy two tickets separately. So we have the
Mm-hmm.
nightly fee, the early bird. We have the early bird.
Mm-hmm.
People go out on there on TicketPal and got their tickets, including VIP at the $300. But
Is that the one that comes with drinks, or
that
does it
one
come with
comes
drinks?
with drinks. That one comes with eats as well. Okay, you know you're gonna get some eats. You're gonna get some water. You're gonna have some bottle service. It's gonna be
You
a great
sure about
experience.
that? Because I've heard that y'all that in Dominica y'all have events that are $300 and you don't get drinks and you don't get
Well, I
food.
cannot
So I
speak
was
for
like,
other events. I can only speak
it
for
makes me
my
worried.
event.
It makes me
Oh yeah,
worried.
I can only speak for other events. So I
Okay.
don't know about the other events.
Okay.
Where you buy your drink after spending $300. But you should be pretty okay. Plus a chance to meet and greet the artists up in the VIP. You in your elevated area. There'll be top mixologists. The whole experience. The whole
Mm-hmm.
experience. Yeah. So that's what it is. So.
Oh, so we're looking forward to Mad. Those of us who will be in the Nature Island during that time. We're definitely looking forward to what it has in store and how it's executed. And you both you and Dane have always done a very good job with your individual events. So we have no doubt that it will be an event of a high caliber, and we're looking forward to that. Um, Miguel, what can we expect from you? Like what does your future, what's in the future for you? Like where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Wow, I've been asked that question before, but not probably not in a public interview. Uh, I
And that
wanna,
this is something that if you go to a job interview, this is something they ask you, what's your
yeah,
5 year goal? Like what's your
yeah,
5 year plan? Right? And sometimes I've felt like it's a lot of pressure to come up with a 5 year plan because things are ever so changing. I mean, look at how we had COVID and then we had no COVID and then we had before that we had category 5 hurricane and then like things are always constantly changing. How do you make a plan for a 5 year plan?
yeah,
How do you have a 5 year plan? But you gotta have a plan. It doesn't
yeah,
mean that
of
it's
course.
going to happen,
Hmm.
but if a man building a house without a plan, you can only
Hmm.
imagine what it's going to look
Hmm.
like at the end, right? We were
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
making a joke about that the other day, about how to you need to have a plan. So what would you say your 5 year plan is
yeah.
like?
I mean, though you can plan a picnic, but you can't predict the weather. I mean,
Exactly,
like I
exactly.
said, you've got to have the plan. So, I mean, I probably want to expand on a few things on a professional standpoint. Some aspects of my professional work I want to sort of phase out over 5 years. Other aspects I want to expand, and there are some new things I want to delve into. I'd also want to make myself more marketable. I intend to do some things, on educational standpoint. Yeah, get that paper, yeah,
Ooh.
get this paper, get the
You taking
certificates.
a page out of my book, man. You
Well,
followed in my footsteps?
why not? We have to inspire each other, and guide
Of
each
course,
other.
of
That's
course.
what it is. So definitely. And there's some things I want to achieve personally. So I have begun, working towards those things. I don't want to say everything to be,
No, you can leave some
yeah.
things for
But
for
yeah,
private.
yeah. So there are some things that
I'm
I,
okay with that.
yeah,
Normally, I
yeah,
just get
yeah,
vexed. I just be like, no, no, no. You come on my show, you have to tell me, you have to give me
yeah.
all the info. But I
Mhm.
understand.
Yeah, sometimes we feel that probably, we are probably at the back, but you know what? I think like everything happens in its own time. When it's your time,
Mm-hmm.
to get
Mm-hmm.
what is there for you. You see the
Mm-hmm.
doors and you open, you knock, you open, and you do what you have to do, man.
Listen to this. Somebody saying, "This is a true businessman, Jay. He has a boyish appeal, but he runs deep. He is an onion, several layers not yet explored. There
Wow.
is a lot more." Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Garçon.
That's a bedtime story there.
Ou c'est un onion, oui?
Yeah, man.
Whoosh!
Yeah, man.
I'm dying.
Good words. Yeah, man.
Um, Miguel, I mean, it's been a pleasure having you on here with me. I'm happy that you were able to come on. I know you're super busy, and I know you have a lot in store. There's stuff that there's stuff that we would have never been able to explore tonight in
Okay.
1 hour, right? I have nothing but respect for you and what you've done and how you've accomplished things and stuff. Even though a couple times you make me vex, but when you make me vex, you know you made me vex because I told you you made me vex and we were able to speak about it, right?
Well,
You
I
know when you
cannot
made me.
remember that, but I will.
2019 Curl Festival, you made me vex, you pissed me off. We spoke about that.
2019 Creole Festival. Okay.
The night Buju performed, we spoke
Oh,
about that. We spoke about that. You made me
okay.
vex. You don't remember
Me.
that? But we spoke about that. I probably even have the chat conversation of it, the start of the chat, and then I called you and we finished speaking about it.
So you want to tell me
You
what it is?
no,
Boom.
no, no, no.
Boom.
I don't think
That's the
I don't
forum.
think no, no, I don't think. But I
Okay.
think you if after the fact I could jog your memory,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's that's the forum for it. But you made me vex and but we've always had a I feel like we have a good relationship, a good professional relationship, and we can still take our kicks and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen you do such a lot of wonderful things, and you have a swag about you. Like you know how to piss people off and still make them be friend with you a little bit sooner.
Mm.
That is a skill that not a lot of folks can master because I know there are organizations that you might have pissed off or they might have pissed you off and you're still able to work with them. and,
Yeah.
I,
I
and
mean,
I
it's
must
neither
commend
personal or
you.
deliberate, to be honest,
I must commend you for that because when I tell you
Yeah.
Chumamau, that's the end. That's the end.
I know,
but you have a way about the way you are perceived and the way your delivery of whatever it is you have to say. And I just want to wish you well in all what you're doing. I'm looking forward to getting the reviews from Mad, and just keep doing your thing. I mean, Reggae on the Boardwalk, when is the next one?
right? Thursday.
Next Thursday. So Reggae on the Boardwalk. So if you're in the nature aisle, and you're looking for something to do, there's nothing else to do on a Thursday night. Trust me. That is the thing to do. like you're looking for something to do. There's nothing else to do. Then probably pull up a rum shop or go to Reggae on the Boardwalk.
Yeah, yeah,
That's about it.
yeah,
So
man.
so so
There's
check
also
out.
another event I think on Thursday at so and that's it, in the spirit of unity because at Kai Tai I think they have karaoke
Oh yes, yes,
or
yes,
something
yes, yes.
on
They do.
Thursday.
They do.
So
They
yeah,
do
man,
do a.
people do that early, and the folks of Kai Tai they come to Reggae on the Boardwalk after,
Okay.
and that's what it should be. So I just want to mention
I
that
didn't. I wasn't aware it was a regular thing. I thought it was just a one-off thing that
yeah,
they
we have
do.
we have to
That
support
they.
each other, man. So that's something I'd like to see more of. Too many segregation and that group there and they in their own thing and they not in that thing. Let's support each other. Come on.
Any final words before you want to? We say peace.
Yeah, well, I just want to say thanks to everybody who has been supportive in whatever way you have, offered me advice, guidance, love. You know, Only people who have pissed off just know it was never my intention. It was never deliberate, and it's always good that we could come and just have peace, between among ourselves and just continue to share love and do good things. I mean well, you know, and I want to see others around me succeed, and I'm just grateful and appreciative. Times are not always, sweet and it's not always Christmas every day. That's life, but we ought to be grateful. So I'm just very grateful for the love and for the opportunities and everything. And thanks to you for the exposure. I appreciate that.
No
That's
problem.
kind of you.
Anytime people have made a few requests, they want you to do a little bedtime story for us. Listen, I
Okay.
tell you, I think though you've not put bedtime story out there like you need to, because you almost did it like it was. Oh, I'm just doing this for the fun of it, and but if people listen to it, let me tell you, it can
Yeah,
get you in all sorts of moods. So,
I know.
um, Can you give us a little, just a little bit of more bedtime stories, just to wrap it up?
All right, you guys want to look at me right now. I want you, ladies, I want you to sip on something like I'm gonna sip on this water. Yeah. Make sure that it's all wet and good. Okay. Just want to go to that mood right now. Okay. Play your favorite song. Just.
Oh my god, that's it. That's it.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you
Yeah.
so very much for joining us.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Guys, that was it. That was it. Hope you enjoyed Dr. Miguel Labadie, who joined us right here on the Track and Talk. Thank you so very much to all those of you who tuned in. I truly appreciated you guys. Somebody said, "You're not killing me tonight." Or, "You're not killing me tonight." Thank you very much, all those of you who tuned in, those of you who shared the live, those of you who sent me stars. I truly appreciate you, and thank you for being here with me. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be right here. And thanks to the sponsors. I want to say thank you very much to Joffrey, Lyndon Graham. Make sure you go get yourself some life, some health insurance, or some financial advice, because it's tough times in Dominica, I'm hearing, right? Make sure you check yourself before you wreck yourself. Also want to say thank you very much to Fresh Market HBC, the agents for LA Girl Cosmetics. Thank you very much for your kind sponsorship. I will not be having any other shows for the rest of August. I will be back in September with a very crazy, exciting new season of a lot of different things. So I want you to stay tuned for that. I have some filming to do. I have some things to do over the next couple of weeks. So I'm taking a pause for the cause, but I wanted to make sure I give you 2 shows in August at least, right? So I had 2 I consider favorite interviews this August. That was Ajani and now Miguel Labadie. And thank you guys for those of you who support me, those of you who follow me. Got a lot of shit going on, so I gotta go take care of those over the next couple of weeks. Make sure my children can go back to school in peace and quiet, you know. Make sure I iron their clothes. No, I'm just playing with you. Just make sure that I get everything back in order for back to school. I'll also be back teaching and all sorts of things. So I just wanted to say thank you very much. Those of you who follow me, those of you who love, those of you who are in all my different chat groups, like my Dashing Leaves, love you guys. My 2 cents folks, love you guys. Thank you very much for, also my Jael Joseph Live folks, love you guys. Thank you very much for always showing your support to me. And don't forget to vote for me. If you have not voted, make sure you vote for me, because I want to be at the CMA at the end of this month. All right, so I'll see you guys soon. Every now and again I'll do a live, you know, just come on live, just pop up like a Pop Tart, you know, so just let you know what's going on. If somebody make me vex, you know, somebody fast shady, she funny me, you know, I'll come on my regular lives. But that's it for Jael Joseph Live for this month. We'll be back next month, September, so stay tuned. Thank you guys, love you, bye bye.